44. You meant decorating, right?
Yeah.
For more tips on home.
Atlanta's Bennett Street is known as one of the best shopping districts in the Southeast. It's not just for decorators with big budgets, but also for those having more taste than money. I'm here at the stalls on Bennett Street in Atlanta to catch up with renowned designer Marcia Sherrill, and we're going to talk about shopping Southern style. Hi, Marcia.
Hi, V. Welcome to the South.
You're not an easy woman to catch.
No one, and neither are you. So we finally caught up in Atlanta.
Interior design, you do handbags, you write books. What else?
I'm just imitating you. You're my idol. You are with the restaurants and everything.
Let's talk about design Southern style.
Well, you know, I think it's really changed. The thinking sort of was for a long time that it was like mahogany and hooked rugs.
Very heavy.
Very heavy, very dark and somber. Mm-hmm. And in fact, it really isn't. Today we're doing sort of a little bit of a casual dining feeling in our breakfast room here, and we've set it for a lunch.
I wouldn't say this was casual.
Well, casual in the sense that it's very ladylike, and we've got the flowers. The Southern hostess tends to love to collect, and that, in fact, is the Majolica, which they love. And because it is so whimsical.
And colorful.
We
like that.
Figurative. It's great. And it's something that you can collect and enjoy and pass down to your children. In addition to that, there's a hostess gift.
Right.
We've done today sort of a really beautiful napkin with a little petty point. And this is a little doggy china piece that's been turned into a lamp finial, which I think is very clever. And we have our little note card. Southern hostesses love a place setting, a place card. I think in the South, that people tend to get out all their good china, get out their good silver.
But I think that that's important, and I think actually people should do it everywhere.
But you know, a lot of times in New York and on the coast, we tend to go out to dinner.
That's right.
In the South, there's sort of a family-centric way of living. For instance, instead of having a very formal dining room, we have a kind of a great room feeling. So it's less formal and it's more inviting. This is a really typical way of entertaining, but I'm getting ready to take you somewhere so fun.
Lead the way.
On. This is our French painted lady room.
It's actually very pretty. It makes me feel like I should be wearing a dress.
Well, not a hoop skirt, we hope.
Well, let's talk about some of the other elements in the room.
Well, I think it's interesting, Bea, that what we brought in from the boudoir actually was a perfume bottle collection. And you wouldn't expect to find that in a living room, but the light and the color.
The lines are very nice on the bottles.
They
I
are.
Like that.
And it's that idea in the South of collecting things, that they take on a new level of importance when you mass them together.
And the Oriental vases are nice.
And their rose medallion, like the Majolica, very collectible. And then, you know, if your rug, if your Aubusson carpet develops some holes, we turn them into pillows.
What a great use of an old rug. And it's really dressed up nicely with the tassels.
The idea is real exuberant design.
And glamour.
And more is more.
That's right. You know, my husband and I did a tour of Atlanta, and I see these big homes, so actually the furnishings can be very different in many of the rooms.
And that's what's great about it, is that if you want to have a purely feminine room, then you can have a beautiful room like this.
It certainly is. Again, it's about personality.
Exactly. If you can find the personality and marry it to the decorative elements, then you have a successful home. And that's what Southern living is all about.
The formal's elegant and it's great, but I'd like to talk a little bit about maybe the country.
The country. We're very, very city here. We're getting ready to blow your mind. We're going to go so rustic country. I think you're going to love it.
Let's go.
All right.
Next, Marcia took me to another Bennett Street shop, Interiors Market, for a look at how to decorate a country home, Southern style. This is great looking. I love rustic.
I promised you would be veritably in a cabin back here.
Right. It's really great, you know, whether you have a second home or whether you just want to decorate like this.
Well, and you know what's great about it, Bea? It's predicated on found objects and things that are less precious. A young collector or someone just starting out, there are things they can find at a swap meet or swamp meet or a flea market or garage sales.
Right. I like the large piece back there.
It looks almost like a piece of Oriental art. It's a wheat thrasher. The picker's basket, which is in the metal, looks divine with the wild flowers.
It does.
And behind you, we have a grain bin. And you know, Bea, I think the weathered look and the distress thing, this would be perfect in a living room. Like you said before, it's your personality. How do we let your personality be channeled through your furnishings?
And people have to understand, when you're buying or collecting, it's not about how much you spend.
Oh,
it's about how much you love it.
A lot of these really weathered, beautiful copper pots can be bought in the country still for pennies.
I love the use of the old tools back there.
Better on the wall than actually in our hands.
I agree with you.
And you know, I mean, they could be as recent as 10, 15 years ago. So long as they have a little weathered patina, we hang them right on the wall and they become, you know, found art.
Well, speaking of tools, anything else to show me?
I've got to show you a garden room that you are going to love. We're bringing the outdoors indoors.
Okay.
I promised you a garden.
And we have an indoor garden here. Let's just talk about the southern garden.
Well, because the houses were really so big, the grounds were very important, and because the winters are not very profound, you had a great stretch of time when you could enjoy the outdoors. If you want to create that garden feeling, the fastest, easiest, and the biggest pieces to bring in are old architectural elements, like our Corinthian columns and the finial, which has a great weathered feeling.
It does. And the other thing about it is they're less expensive.
Oh, they're infinitely less expensive because people really don't look at them and think, let me bring this inside. And then the cloche, and of course you knew instantly what that was. Seedlings, it's like a little miniature hothouse, and you use these. I love them hung on the wall. I think that they're really, the impact is so strong of the glass.
It's a nice look, and you can also put a plant underneath it if you want to.
And actually it would work to grow it that way.
And I like the mosaic table because the items that are in here look very southern.
Don't they?
It's like a nice country outdoor feel. I like the use of all the greenery indoors. It's really
and
great.
it's not expensive grasses. So I think that that's another way that Southern hostesses can use the unexpected, like a cat's tail or just a loose grass. And you bring it all in and you ennoble it. You give it a new home.
Marcia, this has been fabulous. So whether you have an apartment, a first home, or a second home, think about decorating your interior Southern style.
Southern style.
You got it. Thank you.
Thank you, Bea.